So let's get comfy and talk science. Padamus' question was, if you could add one thing to science, what would that be? I've listened to a couple of answers to that question, and somehow it's very common to think that you could add something that would cure people or save them from health, and it has a side effect of having too many people in the end, so everybody comes to the decision that, well, that's probably not such a good idea. Just to cure cancer or to cure other ailments or a mental disease or whatever, that would help people, and which is a good thing, of course, but it would cause overpopulation because nobody dies. So, agreed, that's not the best solution, maybe, but I can imagine that, if you have a loved one, a child or a partner or your father or your brother, whatever, or your sister, and they have something that, the doctors just don't have the solution for, I can imagine that you would want to save them. So if the addition to science could be, okay, you can cure this disease for one day, then that would be good. Another problem is that scientists have no power over the effect of their inventions. They're so busy thinking of whether or if they could solve something or do something that they don't stop to realize whether they should. And the product of their work always comes into the hands of the powerful or the rich or someone else who decides what happens to it. So if you could, by some form of magic, add something to science, you would have to keep that in mind. Someone's going to make an awful lot of money off of curing people. And it wouldn't necessarily be for the better of the human race, or for the benefit of the human race. Basically, scientists are now what the church was in the Dark Ages. Anything that would, any sentence that would start with, the Bible says, or would be taken for true. Which is basically the same, and science was nowhere. If you said anything that, the world isn't flat, then they would have your head. And now it's the other way around. If the church comes out and says, gay marriage is bad, then everyone says, well, fuck you, The church has nothing to say anymore. Scientists, however, have everything to say, or at least any sentence nowadays that starts with research has shown that, you read the newspapers, look at what people say on TV. Many things are are true because someone says, I've done research and scientific research. Who can argue with that? No one can. But I don't agree, because there are many scientists as well who are getting caught because, someone exposes the fact that they've messed with the numbers, or just to make sure their research comes out the way they want. So whatever you give to science, I think you should think about, what kind of environment and what kind of situation that's going to be applied. So I was thinking, how great would it be if I could add something to science? I would eliminate the need for transportation. That is, if we could all transport like they did in Star Trek, just imagine what that would mean. If I want to go on holiday, boom, I'm there. No more driving to the airport. No more flying. For that matter, no more airports. No more driving unless it's for fun, or driving for fun is what I like. Driving for fun. But all the trucks moving crap from A to B, burning fossil fuels, none of that would be necessary. You could produce something in the cheapest place possible and then transport it instantly to the place where it's needed, and that would save a lot of trouble. And we know in advance that someone is gonna, this is a capitalist dream, and someone's gonna get stinking rich off it. So, but it's not gonna. As long as you know in advance that is going to happen, maybe it's not such a problem. I don't know. So there's my addition. Instant transportation. Yeah. Mother's Day? Oh, damn, I forgot. Bam. You're at your mom's. You have a meeting at 11 o'clock. You start moving at 11. You don't need to think an hour ahead, in traffic and I gotta get gas and will the car start and all that kind of thing. You get to work, you can stay in your bed for an hour extra. Or play games. So, that's it. I would add instant transportation. Yep. That's it. That's the extent of my wisdom today. My brain is now empty. And, whatever.